So, I want to speak on something that has been basically plaguing my community. And, I'm always the one that, I don't like when things are going wrong, and I feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinions, their own thoughts, and that you shouldn't backlash or step on another person for how they feel or how they think. And one of the things that's been going on is that a lot of black Americans are coming out with that they're indigenous Americans. Now, if you believe this and you think this and you feel this, that's fine. But you should not be upset or stomp on somebody else who does not think this way too. You know what I mean? Or that deciding to leave. A lot of people that think they're indigenous Americans, they're like, no, we should fight for this land. We should, how long have we been fighting? How long have we been fighting on American soil? So people get tired of it. And then people now are starting to travel. A lot of us weren't traveling like that, but now a lot of us are traveling. You got social media that is showing us different countries. People that are black, they're like, look, come over here. Indonesia, Mexico, wherever. And we're like, wow, okay, looks cool over there. Seems cool. And we go, and some of us like it, some of us don't. We're like, oh, let's go over here. And then some of us are like, wow, I like living outside of America, and we stay outside of there. But then you have people that are like, oh, well, we're indigenous. You should stay here, and you should stay and fight. You're a coward. How are you going to say that? There has been so many groups of people that have left their home countries, their indigenous lands, and they have flooded or caused exoduses into the America. They have come into America. Look at Ellis Island. You always see the old film where people are waving like, I'm on the boat. Look, we left, Europe because of religious persecution or work or whatever they were going through back then, and they flooded over here and they left, you know. And sometimes maybe 4 generations later, the great great grandchildren went back because things were better or changed. So I say to myself, like, why can't we too? If we were native to America and things are getting to the point where we can't take it no more, and we have families and we don't want our children to be exposed to this, and we've been fighting for hundreds of years and things are still not getting to the way they're supposed to be, and not just racially anymore. Like, let's just look at America as a whole, not even racially anymore, as a whole. Like, things that are happening in schools and certain ethics and culturals and certain things that aren't meeting your standards are starting to happen. Certain ways of life that you're kind of like, aren't meeting your standards anymore. Why not leave? If I am feeling threatened, or I'm not feeling like I can get the best job over here, or that the job I have isn't meeting the standards of living here, but I can go to another country, Portugal, wherever, and I can live 10 times better, why not? I mean, people, well, you could probably argue because, people saying that we are indigenous. So, but people that are white, they have left. They are going to Italy, Portugal, and places like that. So, I mean, you could probably argue and be like, well, they're not indigenous, so they can leave. But okay, I mean, many people that are indigenous to their countries flee, they run. What country was that just a little while ago? Was it Afghanistan? One of those countries where the Taliban came back and they took over. People were on planes falling from the sky because they did not want to be there. You know what I mean? That's how bad. But should you have said, oh, they should stay with their wives and kids and fight for their ancestral land or their whatever? No. It was like, go. And they left. They flooded out. If they could get out, they got out. It's the same anywhere in any country. If something's going on, people leave. I mean, look what happened with, Mexico and other countries right now. People have flooded over the borders, leaving because their living conditions are bad. So people leave. Should we stomp on them? Should we say, like, oh, you should stay there and fight? No. So my thing of it is like, you're a black American and you see something better out there, and you see that there is another country's, because you can't pull the wool over my eyes. I have left America before. I came back. My family, my grandfather was sick. A lot of things were going on, so I came back. But I lived in Canada for 2 years. You know, I have been to Spain. I have been to England. I've been to quite a few countries. So when people say, "Oh no, this is the best," I've been outside this country. Now I'm here because I have children, and life kind of takes you over finances. But if I had the money, I would be like on the next plane. You know what I mean? Because this is not meeting the standards anymore. People need to start really waking up and stop being crabs in a barrel. Stop.